Hey guys, it's Maymay and welcome back to part 2 of this folio, which I'm super excited about. I've been on quite a journey, been to Texas and back, and I'm ready to get back to decorating. I'm so excited about it. So check it out. This is the little folio that we did in part 1. We did all of the construction and all of the basic layout, and it's super cute. Lots of spots here. And there's a pocket here in the bottom. Now today we're going to decorate. That's going to be the fun part. I want to show you real quick. This is the paper pack that I'm using. It's Welcome Fall by Cartabella. It's absolutely gorgeous. And let's talk really quick about how we're going to start today. I want to put my photo mats in. I find when I'm doing this, it's better for me to go ahead and get my photo mats in place so I can build around them, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, this is a fun one for me because I'm typically doing 4x6 albums, but today we're going to do some 3x4s in here, okay? So this is a 3x4 piece of cardstock, and I'm going to use it as my photo place size or my photo size. I think this will be super cute. Based off of that and the spots that I have available to me, like these flaps, I need 8 of these pieces. So let's put those together really quick. All right, so I'm going to be using the stamp set that is Picture Perfect, and today I'm going to use the 3x4 and the place photo here, and I've already loaded that into my Misty. So I'm going to bring over what I'll need to make this happen, and we'll get started. And by what I need to make this happen, I mean my Ink Bandit, my Impressible, my Misty, my stamp is already loaded. And so I'm going to put this guy on. I really don't need this magnet. Sometimes I don't use the magnet. When I'm working just in the far corner here, I don't have to stress over that, so I'm not going to use it. The reason is because if it wiggles or if it shifts, all I have to do is make sure I put it back in that corner and we're good. All right, so I'm going to ink that up, lay this guy over, pick up the door here, lay this down, and use my Impressible. Now, when I'm doing these photo mats, I cut for myself more than I need of these guys, usually 1 or 2 more, because in case I mess up stamping. Yep, that's it. I mess up. Many times I mess up stamping. You just never know. I can get ink somewhere I don't mean to get it, or I can miss a spot. I don't know. You can do anything. I can flip one upside down somehow and get it in the wrong place, just depending on what I'm doing. So make yourself a couple more of these than you need, run through and get them all stamped, and we'll move on to the fun part. I need to say this too, as I'm going through the video today, anything you see that I'm using, if you're a new subscriber or you haven't been here before, welcome for one thing if you're new, and anything I'm using, we'll have linked in the description below for you. So if you're ever watching and you're like, oh, I wonder what that is or where she got that from, check out the description of the video and we'll have a full blog post and links to everything you need there. So the good part about these photo mats is they kind of set me some boundaries, which I really need when I'm crafting. Not so much a boundary, but a starting point. And that's what these guys are going to do for us. And what I mean by that is I like to decorate around the photo mat, right? So I'm going to go ahead and place the photo mat in, and then I'll know when I come back with my stickers and my ephemera where to put things. So I'm going to start by just gluing these guys in. So let's put some glue on the back of one. Now remember, when you're making your photo mats, don't use your best paper. You can use really, really inexpensive paper for this, because the plan is that when the recipient gets it, they'll cut their photos down to 3x4 and glue it right on top of here. So there's no need to use good paper here, okay? All right, so I'll place that one there. Look, I've got decorating space around it here. Let's decide where we're going to put this one. Let's put some glue on. I also go to my scrap bin first. I try to never cut a full sheet for these. I always try to go to my scrap bin first so that I'm using up pieces that I have for this kind of thing. And I like to lay on the diagonal or on the angle. That's me. So you may not like that, but that's something I enjoy. All right, so let's do this one. Let's see how we're going to put this guy. Remember, it might look funny here, but when we decorate, we can add little decorations and things to kind of balance this out. But you can even work to the bottom corners like this. And then remember, when we put things in at the top, we'll have a lot of space to add some cutesies. So there's 3 on that side. I haven't done these yet because I'm really not 100% sure how I'm putting those there. So I'm going to wait on that for just a minute because I told you guys I wanted to show you something I saw somebody do on a video that I think is so neat. I want to try it. I want to show you guys. So I'm going to save that spot for a minute while my brain decides what's going there. Let's keep putting these in. So I think what I'm going to do here, remember I made that extra one? I told you I had an extra. I think I'm going to put a place photo here inside this little pocket. It doesn't go very far inside the pocket, but I think I'm going to put one here and then also at the bottom. And I'm also going to put things in these pockets, but I want to make sure I get at least 8 photos in this folio. I think I'm going to get 10 because of how I'm planning to do the doors on the front of this little piece here. I'll show you that in a second. But I have found that 6 to 10 photos is plenty, and it's really good because when you're at an event and you're trying to snap enough photos, most people get 6 to 10 photos at any kind of event, or it's usually pretty easy to locate 6 to 10 photos of something. But if you have to kind of fill up huge pages and huge spots, it's sometimes hard to get all the photos you need. All right, there is that. There is that. Let's work on this. This middle section is what I'm wanting to work on next. And I told you guys that I saw something I wanted to try that I think is so cute. So this was done by Rebecca Ruiz, and I hope I'm saying her name right. It was on her channel, and I just think this is so cute. What she did was she creates this like band that magnets across here, and it has like an image in the middle, and we're going to do that. So the first thing I want to do is I want to put down photo mats, but I want you to see something. Because of where these are, do you see how they kind of disappear into the background? Because of that, I want to cut a mat to go around them, and I don't really do this a lot, but today I'm going to. So I need to cut a piece that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, 2 times to go behind these guys, and it won't matter that it's not on the other pages. I just really want to frame this section. So I'm going to go back to my scraps from where I made all my other pages, and here's a good one. This is a good color to put here, and it looks like, actually I don't think I can. I was going to look at this scrap. Nope, can't get it from that one, but let's see if we can get it from this, and that will give me a good border behind each one. And let me see what other scraps I have in case I want to do a different color. I could do this mustard color and they would match. Let's do that. I think that's pretty. All right, so I hope you enjoy processy videos because like I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just going to try this out and see how it goes. All right, first things first, let's cut these guys down to 4 1/4 and move this out of the way. 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Now I'm also going to need a band piece to go across. Now the first part I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is dig into my scraps again from where I made the album itself. And here's a pretty good sized piece of scrap. I want to decide how wide I want this band. I'm thinking 1 inch is probably enough. Maybe 1 1/4 inches. Let me look at 1 1/4 inches. Let's do 1 1/4 inches just to give me a little extra. So what I'm going to do is do this piece 1 1/4 inches wide, and I'm going to have to measure to see how long I need it to be. And I want to make sure that I'm kind of squared up here in the middle. So get that squared up. And I'm just going to put this in my trimmer like this. And I'll tell you why. More than likely, when you're making this at home, because of how we fold and crease and things like that, this particular piece will probably be not exact on measurement, meaning mine fits that wide across, right? But yours might be slightly wider or slightly thinner, just based on how we fold and crease. All right, I also want to mount color onto this guy. So since he's 1 1/4 inches, I need 2 pieces that are 1 inch by this length. Let me measure this just to tell you what it did end up being. This piece ended up being an 8 1/4 long, okay? So 1 1/4 inches by 8 1/4 inches, so I want to cut pieces to go on it that are 1 inch by 8. Okay, this is where this will get interesting, okay? We're gonna add a magnet here. So this piece is gonna have a magnet here and here, sandwiched inside of one of these pieces. And then these guys are gonna have a magnet as well. Okay, so this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky. So what we need to do first, I think, is mount our mat pieces. These guys right here. Let's put those in first. And they're going to live in the middle of these 2 pieces. So they're just going to float just like this. Okay, so I'm going to glue these guys down first. Now, like I told you guys, this is kind of an after plan. Like I didn't plan this ahead of time. So if you don't like covering up this much of the page that I'm covering up, just think about that when you're doing it. Pick a different page that's maybe not so, I don't know, so important. I don't know if that's an important page, but I think it's cute. You still get that little piece there, but make sure you're picking a page that you don't mind covering up that much of. Now here's where it gets tricky. Let's get magnets. Now, I'm going to use small magnets for this one. I'm not going to worry about using big ones. I don't think it needs it. It's not going to have to hold a lot of weight, okay? It's really just for looks. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to take one of our magnets, plus or minus side. It really doesn't matter. And I'm going to peel the backer off and reveal the adhesive. And I want to place these, I think, I'm kind of guessing. I really am kind of guessing. I think I want to place them maybe here. And the reason I'm saying here is I don't want to go the exact center of this piece. I need my hold to be a little further out than the center, but I also need to give myself room for my photo mat to stick down. You see what I'm saying? I want to make sure I have room to get glue on the other side of that magnet. So I've got one there. Let's put the other one on the other side. Now the good thing about magnets is they do not have to be perfect. These do need to be kind of on the same line because they're going to live on that little 1 1/4 inch strip, but not perfect. Okay, so there's those. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up my other magnets and put them down. Oops, I did one backwards. That's on me. Let me switch the magnet. All right, so I've got my negatives stuck down to those there, okay, to my positives. All right, what I'm going to do is reveal this backer. Now I'm going to take our long piece that we made, that's kind of our belt that's going across, and I'm going to lay it from one side to the other. Try to get it even. Remember, once you place this piece, this is where it's going to live. And I'm going to press that down onto our magnet and pick up those magnets. So you see how it's going to create like a little belt across the front. Now I want to press those down really well so I can pick them up. Okay, so see, now we have these little magnets that go right to this area. Perfect. All right, let's glue our photo mats in place. And they're going to go right over the top, and they're going to sandwich that magnet, and we don't have to do an implant. I did it, I thought it out, and we didn't have to do an implant after all. I really thought I was going to have to, because my first thought was I was going to need to put the magnet behind this piece that we mat layered, but honestly, no, because if you put it back there, there's way too many layers of cardstock on top of the magnet for it to be effective. Okay, so there's those. So let's do a little test to make sure this is still going to work. And it does. And now let's make our band. Let's finish our band out. So first things first, I'm going to pick which one is going to go on the back side of the band. I think I'm going to do this orange plaid back here, so I'm going to glue it down. And then I'm going to put this green plaid on the front. Now I need to do a little more work. Not too bad. See this truck sticker? I love this sticker. I'm going to stick this guy down to this piece of the dark red, and I'm going to fussy cut around it, leaving like a bubble. You know how we bubble cut around? I'm not going to try to fussy cut every single bit of this guy. The white edge of the sticker does all the work for you, but you need just a little bit of color behind it for it to pop off the page. If you left it just the white edge, it would just blend into what's behind it. This is kind of like outlining. You know, whenever you color something and then you take a minute to outline it and it just pops, it just makes all your work just really sing. That's what this is going to do. So just bubble cut all the way around this little guy. Now, if you have the ephemera pack, which I thought we would have in stock by now, but we don't. I hope it's coming. I think it is. The issue with the ephemera that you might run into is because they're not extremely sturdy, they're not as sturdy as traditional cardstock, you might need to back them anyway, kind of like this. You may not have to. You may find that it's sturdy enough, but I feel this is going to kind of float a bit. You'll see what I mean. It's going to kind of float on our little band, and so we want to make sure we have a sturdy enough piece to hold up. All right, so you can't really see it much now, but watch when I put it to the piece. So here it is, and we put this here. Look how it really pops. So now we have that little truck floating in the middle. Let's add glue right down the center. So you see why it needs a little stability on either side, because it's going to float. And we're going to just glue this guy on where we want it. I just think this is the cutest little extra add. I'm going to take this off and smash that down. I think it's the cutest little extra something whenever you have people going through the album. They'll reveal the center by taking this little piece off. Isn't that cute? I think Rebecca did a good job with that, and I'm totally inspired by her, and we'll make sure we link her below for you guys. I think that is super cute. Now, of course, we're going to decorate behind it, so there's even going to be more, but I love this. And you could use any sticker from the pack or any ephemera piece to do that. So now that we have the construction done and all the major pieces covered, let's go look at our scraps and our angle punch. You'll see here why I love my angle punch. I want to make some little tags to put inside. They can be for photos or journaling. And I want to show you how we're going to utilize our scraps. The first thing I want to do is I want to cut down wherever I need to. So see how this still has its little decorator strip on the bottom, or its designer branding strip on the bottom? I want to take that off, and look, now this can turn into a tag insert, okay? Then I've got this one that's ready to go. I'm not even going to change their sizes. The only time I'm going to change their sizes is if they're too big. Like these are going to be perfect. This one's perfect. This one's perfect. I'm even going to use this one. See if I can anyway. Then I've got this guy, and he's kind of long. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to see if I can cut him 4 1/4 wide because he's pretty big. See if we can do this. So I just have that little bit I can use somewhere else. And then I'm going to see he's 12. I'm going to leave him like that. I've got an idea, and we'll see what happens. What I think I'm going to do is just fold him in half. I'm going to take a letter from, or a page out of Brenda's book. Brenda would totally do this and not think twice. So I'm going to fold him in half like this and crease it down with my bone folder. Now I could have scored that at 6 inches if I wanted to, but I really didn't need to. Now let's make these tags. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my punch, and I'm going to use the large side. Now you don't have to use your punch. You can do this with, you might have just an angle punch in your stash that maybe does frilly corners, or who knows. Use whatever you've got to do up these edges and let them become your decorating pieces inside. Like this one. Let's check the height on these just to make sure they're going to fit, because if they don't, I might want to do them as landscape pieces. Let's just see. So let's open this up. We'll do the pocket here at the bottom, and let's put this in. See, it's a little too tall, so I can do some as landscape, which I think I should. Let's just see if they're all too tall really quick. This one's a little too tall. I think they're all going to be a little tall, so I might need to cut them down. Oh, look, that one's not too tall, so we'll leave him alone. All right, I'm going to cut the rest of these down, I think, to this height. I kind of like it. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to save another one to go landscape. So let's see. This one works perfect. The pattern works for landscape. Let's see. And this one works for landscape. So the one that's going to be on the inside, I'll put this one in that orientation, and the rest will go in the other. So because of that, I think what I'll do is I will corner around all the corners, or not corner around, but angle punch all the corners and make this kind of be like that. We'll come back and decorate them too. All right, so there's those. Let's make some more. All right, so now everybody's here to play, so let's do this. I got these guys all cut. These ended up being the same size. So I'm going to turn them over like this and punch a hole. Let's do the 3/8 inch in here. So just like this. And I tell you what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to add eyelets. I think they'll be pretty, and I like the eyelets because they give me a little more stability when I'm putting ribbon in. So I think we'll do that too. So let me punch this hole. I eyeball the center. If you want to measure, feel free. Now these guys are not going to get holes. They're not going to get ribbon. Just these guys are. So I'm using these eyelets, and the colors are so pretty, and I'm going to dig through here. I want to mix up the colors a bit. I want to use different ones. So I'm just kind of laying them out to see how they go. That might be a little bit bright. Let me try the green next to it. I have others to choose from, but these just feel like they lean to it. A little bit bright. Let's go over here. I know this is going to work. It's beautiful, that kind of muted color. What about this little blue? Will it work? It's a little bright, but I kind of like it. I think I'm going to go with the blue. All right, so there's our little eyelet. So what we do is we choose the one we want for the tag it's going on. I think I'll use this orange one here because it's going on that green, and it'll show really well. Then we're going to take our eyelet setting tool, and we're just going to squish this guy. If you don't know how to use this, I have a video showing you how. I'll link that in the description below. But we're going to take this little piece that's got the little nub sticking out there and put that inside the eyelet. And then we're going to press from the back. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I just love how those finish off the tags. All right, I'm going to do that on all of them. Now on these guys, I'm going to mount some cut-aparts onto our little tag inserts. So what I'm going to do here is cut some pieces that are 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, because I want them to pop just like our photo mats we did on the front. So let's see how many we can get out of here. I only need 4 for the tags, and then I'll need some for the little inserts as well. Let's see. So for the 4 tags that I've already got the eyelets on, I'm going to come over here to this little pile of cut aparts. This was one sheet that I cut so I could use for this little application. And watch this. Look how pretty this is. When you mount these like this, look how they just pop. I'm going to run through and pick 4 to put on these guys. So I'm going to put one of these on one side of the tag, but I'm going to leave the other side blank for either another photo opportunity or a journaling opportunity. So you can decide what you want to put back there, but I think this will be really cute. And let's pick which one we want to put it on. I'm feeling like this one. That might be too matchy-matchy. Oh, look how pretty. Nope, because of the plaids. Slow down, girlie. You'll figure it out. Let's see. Oh, I like it on there. I think it's pretty with the little basket, so we'll put that one there. Notice how I'm not adding foam. A lot of times I would add foam to this kind of application. However, again, I'm going to be building bulk by simply putting these inside the album. So there's really no need for foam in this kind of situation. But look how pretty that is. And then we'll leave this spot for either a photo or journaling, and these will slide into our pockets. So let's build the other 3 here. So I want to show you on this one, I decided not to put a mat around it. And the reason is it pops without it. When I put the mat around it, it kind of blended in. Now I can cut another one and change the color, but look, there's really no need. I still get the pop here of the image, and I don't necessarily need the mat. So work like that. That's good if you are running low on paper. Some places you don't have to have the extra. All right, so these are almost ready. They need ribbon. We'll get to those in a few minutes. Let's go back to this guy. Now, I'm not going to be putting an eyelet in this, but I am going to poke a hole. But why am I not going to put an eyelet? I want this to open. So when I put ribbon in it, I'm going to make sure that the ribbon I use is just a slip knot so that it will open and close for whoever is looking. That way you can have photos on the outside, on the inside. You can have journaling on the outside or inside, and then you can have little cut aparts as well. I know that's going to drive some people insane, but y'all know I do it. I just don't stress about it. So we're going to leave that on the inside. By the time there's a photo or journaling in here, no one's going to pay attention to the fact that those are sideways. All right, let's figure out what's going on the front of this. Better yet, what if I just glue one sideways? How about that? I know you're already thinking it. It takes me a minute. I'm a little slower than you guys. I know somebody's like, just turn it sideways. It's good. I got it. I got it. If you hang in with me long enough, I'll figure it out. All right, so there's that one. I like that. I'm not going to put any more on here. I think this is a great spot for some pretty big photos. See, it just takes my brain to kick in a minute. All right, so that one's ready for ribbon as well. I'll add that over there. Let's talk about these guys. I do want to put something here, but I'll show you. We have a lot of cut aparts, but some of them are really big. Like you see this one. I love the look of this. I think this is really cute, but it's kind of big. I think I'm going to cut this down to fit on one of these. We were in a class one time, and I did this where I took a cut apart and I cut it down to do what I wanted it to do, and somebody said they'd never thought about doing that. And I know you're not alone. The thing is, a lot of times when we see something, our brain sees it as it is, and we struggle seeing it outside of that box. And I get that. I do that all the time. But in this case, just like on that last tag, you're like, yeah, you just showed us an example. Exactly. In this case, it's making sense to me to try to do this and see how cute it can be on our little tag. All right, so cutting that guy down, and let's see if it was enough. I think it was. Look how cute. And it leaves us a place to journal or put a title, maybe a sticker title. That'll be really cute. Let's put that down. All right, leaving the back side blank so we can do journaling or photo. Let's do one more. This may be my favorite one so far. I love how that looks. All right, this little guy. Let's go to the stickers. Y'all know I love stickers, right? Let's see if there's one that'll just work really great on the front of here. Hello Fall is really cute. Those little flowers are super cute. The mason jar. This one's cute. This might be really cute. Let's see how this looks. This might center on here perfectly. That's cute. Simple. And it makes good use of that sticker, so we'll put that one in as well. Okay, let's bring our album back over. So I'm going to open this guy up. I'm going open this up and let's start filling up in here. I'll do the ribbons and stuff last, like the twines and things, but let's see what's gonna live where. This is cute in here. We'll put the other one in the bottom. Okay, that's hard for you guys to see. We'll do it like this. And then I think this might be cute down here. And then look, we have this little guy that can live. He better not live there because of all that plaid. Let's put him back here. And then these little guys can stand up. You have so much room in these pockets. These pockets are huge. You'll be able to put so many cute little cut-aparts and things. I'm gonna trade that one out for this one. I think the orange will pop better back there. So there's that. And when you get your ribbons and things on them, they're really gonna shine. All right, we got one more here. Let's put this little guy back here. All right, so we've got our little tags in place. All our pockets are full, right? All right, now let's go and decorate around these photos. Breaking in here to ask you to hit that red subscribe button. It's free. Also hit the bell button beside it. You can help me reach my big goal this year of 400,000 subscribers. Okay, back to crafting. For me, this is the most fun part. I love to place things around the pictures. And I think what I'm gonna do, I may use some of this bunting. I love this bunting. Let's see if this works. So when you're working with stickers, one thing you can do is not stick them down completely. Just kind of place them and lay them there and keep your pokey tool handy to lift them back up if you need to remove them. So I think that's cute there to add some color at the bottom of that little guy. And let's see what else we can put down there. This sticker reminds me of my niece Lydia so much. If you talk about the seasons in any way, she will make sure you understand that fall is the greatest of them all. She will make sure you know. I like that one. And how about this little welcome fall down here at the bottom? And maybe we put it, does it go across these guys? I think it does. Consider layering your stickers. It's cute to layer them up. It kind of makes them all pop together. So don't be afraid about that. Don't be afraid about that. That's a new word. Don't be afraid about it. All right, I'm gonna go through and sticker up and you can kind of watch me as I go. So anytime you're sticking stickers down and they're overlapping like this, you want to make sure you get the sticky off the back, okay? So what you can do is use your embossing powder tool. You can use cornstarch, baby powder, face powder, whatever it is that you're comfortable with. Put it behind there to get that sticker gone. Or you can lay this on a piece of cardstock and cut it out like we did the truck. You can do that as well. I have lifted this up and I'm just gonna not press it in place so that when I put a picture in, I can then press it down. That's what I'm gonna do. It'll be fine because this is my album and I know that, but if I was given this as a gift, I would make sure I prepped that so that they would know. But it's gonna work for me, no stress, I know. I'm gonna come back to those outside ones. Let's do these. Another great thing about albums like this is because we're only doing 3x4 photos, I don't really want to cover up much of the photo. I want to leave a lot of room for it. So I'm really working in my blank space more. So I cut this piece earlier and I was going to use it somewhere else, but look how cute this looks. In hindsight, this whole album is going to be called the Hindsight album because that's what it is. This is where this should have lived. So I'm going to do something that's going to seem a little unorthodox. I'm going to cover up what's down here. I'm not going to try to tear this up. I'm afraid I might mess up the album if I do. So you don't do this. Do you think about it ahead of time where I'm doing it after the fact? But I think I am going to call this the Hindsight Part 2. Hindsight is 2020 because I've changed my mind so many times on this album, but I'm loving how it's turning out, and that just needed to live there. Come on, you saw it when I saw it, right? It needed to be there. Also from this page, I'm not sure where I'll use it, but I'm going to try to get this strip out of here. I think this is cute. I think I have a spot for it. We're going to go look and see. I might need this twice, so I tell you what I'm going to do. I'll put that one up there and go ahead and try to get this one, because I might need this on the front of the album too. I just think I want to get this now before I forget to get it, and then I end up cutting the other side of the page and don't realize it. So I cut a strip down for this. I just think this is pretty at the top. I like that right there. I know pumpkin patches said a couple times, but we go to pumpkin patches a lot during the fall season, so I don't mind it saying it several times. It can repeat. So I'm gonna glue this guy up here to the top. I just think it needs a little something. And I love these long strips. I love that for this. Takes me back to my scrapbooking days. You know, we use long strips a lot in scrapbooking. I may even put this on the other side also. Like, this is what I wanted to cut this other one for. I don't know what I'm doing on the front, but I thought about even adding it on the other side too. We'll see. That's why I wanted a couple of those. All right, so I feel like we're in pretty good shape on the inside, and I want to go to these pieces here, and I want to think how I'm going to do that. Let me think really quick. The thing I wanted to show you, I put that little sticker there. What I want to show you is, with this piece, you need to sort of decorate up and below because it makes more sense, right? This piece blends in a little bit much, but I wanted to show you, consider the space you have at the bottom when you're doing this, the bottom and the top. Oh, I love this little frame. I'm going to put this frame here. I think this is perfect. I'm going to need to get the sticky off the back first because I'm afraid it'll stick down. So here's how you do it. You just take your embossing tool and just put that powder on there. And what I even like to do, see how I have a mess on my surface there? I'll even flip it over and like slide it in there and pick that up. And the more you do it, the less sticky it is. Then when we glue it down, we want to make sure we only glue down the parts that won't touch the picture. So I'm going to 3 sides here, bottom and left side. So that'll get glued down like this. And that way a picture can slide in there easy. And I just was afraid because of where this one is in the album that it might get pressed down too firm for me. Isn't that cute? I love the little stand-up signs. All right, let's do something over here and up here. Okay, I'm gonna stop there in the middle. I may add more, especially when I'm adding photos, because I might wanna stick something on or around the photos, but I'm gonna stop there. Let's close this up and let's evaluate. Now, I did not want to do 3 parts of this video, but I think I'm going to, and here's why. I don't want to rush the cover. I want to spend some time on it. And I usually would have prepped the cover ahead of time in my head, but I haven't. So I want to spend some time on the cover. We'll come back and do that in a part 3. We'll do our ribbons and twines. We'll do all the finishing touches in the part 3. Now, I just want to do a walkthrough really quick and show you where we're at. Look how cute. I love this idea, and I think you can use this in lots of places, not just here in this album, but you could use this whole, I've seen something like this done with waterfall pieces where it kind of does like this. A lot of times it's attached at the top and then it's magnet, but I totally think you could do this. And when your kids love like taking the album, kind of taking it apart and sitting it aside and then putting it back together like a puzzle, think where you can use that. I love it. And then when we go to the inside, we have all our pieces in the middle, plus our little cut aparts. Isn't that super cute? Loving this guy, loving the size of this album too. All right, guys, so don't miss part 3 where we do the cover and where we do the rest of the finishing touches on the inside. I'm excited to do it, and I want to do a little study on this. I want to make sure I get it right, and I might even, I'm not going to promise, I might try to do this for you. I might even go ahead and print out some pictures and fill this one up because I really am being selfish and I want to keep this for myself. So I may even do that so you guys can see me add pictures in the last one too. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see that, and if you would, I'll make that happen. All right, thanks so much for being here today. Now listen, if you're making one of these, I want to see it. I love seeing your creations. There's 2 places you can do it. On our Facebook group called Maymay Made It, and so did I. Stick around for a second. I want to ask you a question about that group as well. You can also share it on our customer gallery at MaymayMadeIt.com. Here's the question. We're working on creating a companion photo set for Picture Perfect, the one I used in here for the 3x4. And we have a poll question posted on our Facebook group where we're asking your opinion on some things. I'd love for you to head over there, join the group, and then answer that question. I think it's a pretty good conversation going on, and we're enjoying seeing your answers, and I'd love to see even more. So thanks so much for being here today, and until next time, bye now.